So these are Vessel's latest offerings for stripped out screws. This is the Vessel 238HW. This is the Vessel 230HW. These are all made in Japan. These two kits come with a number 2 cross type. This one is just a simple tang through for striking. This one is the one that's the most interesting. When you strike it, it turns 12 degrees in the loosening direction. Then they also have a number of other accessory bits in this new series. This is a size 1 cross type. They also have a size 3 cross type. And then they have hex 2, 2.5, 3, 4, and 5. So the design gimmick on these bits is the cutting edges on the tips. They call this Giza, and they do also make a line of bits that are called Giza bits, or they used to. So basically when you hammer this into a stripped out screw, those teeth dig in. The Impacta does not have that grinding or that machining on the tip of these bits. So this entire product line, I don't believe was intended, and I've never seen it marketed for the heavier duty automotive applications like removing screws from Honda brake rotors. I believe that I'm accurate in representing this product line as being aimed at more of the light duty stripped out screws and not so much your heavy duty automotive type applications. For those of you who are familiar with the Vessel product line, you'll recognize this. This is the Megadora Impacta, and this has the same mechanism in it. When you strike it, it loosens 12 degrees. We can see a diagram of that mechanism here. So they've got the 12-degree rotating cam here in the head. They've got this cool looking red spring in here. I love the fact that they use the clear plastic. Got a locking BB, a 10mm bolster, and then they've got an all-metal striking cap. It's essentially the same mechanism out of the Megadora Impacta. You strike it, it loosens by 12 degrees. They've got a spring, they've got a rotating cam mechanism in the striking cap. I totally get what Vessel's doing. They were taking this mechanism, putting it in their very popular ball head handle. So this is the Vessel 230HW, and it's just a solid through tang. It's got the 10mm bolster here. And there's a lot of other products out there that are similar in function to this, such as the Engineer Cyberpickle. Sorry, that's not actually what it's called. It's the Engineer GT Drive Impact handle. So this one has a 13mm bolster. The Vessel is a 10mm bolster. Other than that, in terms of function, they're very similar. The GT Drive is a little bit deeper than the Vessel. What is that? 5mm. So there's other striking cap, bit holder, or blade style products out there in this category. So in this product line, I think we all agree that the 238HW, also known as the one with the spring in it, this one is the one that is the most interesting. So let's take a look at this. So they do give us a locking BB, and of course that offset is all set up for Japanese bits. This anvil is known as E6. It's non-Japanese. So this is how that fits in here. When you put a blade or a bit like that in this, you do get a lot of sloppiness in this. But if you put any Japanese bit in this, it fits. All the Japanese bits fit in this as intended. So what about this mechanism? All right, let's take this over to this apparatus. I've got my drill press here so that I can actuate this with more precision for the sake of the camera. One of the kind of issues with this design is that the 12-degree rotation is only at the very end of the stroke of the spring. So you have to hammer this thing down completely before you get that 12-degree rotation. There's a lot of spring movement that provides none of the 12 degrees of rotation. And the way that that cam is designed, when the spring returns the mechanism, it rotates right back in the tightening direction by 12 degrees. Kind of wish that it was more of a one-directional loosening that did not go back into the tightening direction. All right, what am I talking about? Talking about something along these lines. And I realize that there's patent issues, but I would imagine that some variation of this type of a mechanism could be designed into the 230HW. If you don't know, Japan makes some of the best stationery on the planet, and they put all kinds of engineering into their stationery. And this Kurutoga is an example of that. As you write with this, the pencil lead rotates automatically in one direction. So it always keeps the tip sharp. They call that the Kurutoga engine. So as the tip of the pencil presses down and lifts up, it rotates in one direction. So this is a really sophisticated example of what I'm hoping Vessel eventually puts into this product. So another kind of a design skepticism I had about this product was with this undampened spring. It looks so cool, but how do you avoid the tendency for this thing to want to just bounce around like a pogo stick? In real life, it actually isn't that bad. This is dampened in several ways. Number one, I use a dead blow hammer. I've got a good, heavier PB Swiss. Another factor is the down force from your arm. Your grip and your down force from your arm are going to dampen. The other big thing is the teeth that are machined into this, as they dig into the fastener, dampens and resists the tendency to bounce out of the fastener. So yes, by itself, this undampened spring has a tendency to bounce. In a real life application with a dead blow hammer, a good grip and some down force, and the biting teeth on the bit, it really isn't that bad. So this is what the bit looks like after my testing. There's not a lot of teeth on there. And with the Impacta, once this is beat up, the whole screwdriver is pretty much done. Whereas with this design, but you just take the bit out, you put a new one in, and you're good to go. So that is definitely an advantage with this design. I think it made perfect sense for Vessel to put this patent in this very popular ball style handle. And I really like the way that they did it. I love the clear plastic on this. They took the time to paint or powder coat that spring red. I just think it's really cool. So we've got the Vessel 230HW. We've got a stripped out screw. This is a fresh bit. Oh, it didn't stick in there. Okay, there, yep, that's stuck in there. Yep, that's stuck in there, okay. You know, this is just solid. There is a little bit of a shock when you strike this, but it's not bad. All right, so this is the Engineer GT drive with the vessel bit in it. Oh, it didn't stick. There it's stuck. Let me rotate the bit. See if that makes a difference. Didn't stick. No. Wow. How come that doesn't want to stick in there all of a sudden? Okay, there. I got it to stick. Here, let me see. Let me put the 230 back on here and see if that makes any difference for some reason. No. No. If I go over to this screw, this one is not stripped. Oh, it didn't stick into that either. Okay, let me hit this harder. No. Okay, let me give it a quarter turn. Nope. Let me give it another quarter turn. No. Same bit in the 238. Let's just see if there's any advantage. What? What? Wow. So that actually does allow that bit to dig in better. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to happen. What? Is that right? So here's the 230, same bit. Okay, now it's stuck. Giving it a quarter turn. Okay, now it's stuck. Another quarter turn. It's stuck. Another quarter turn. It's stuck. So now this one is working. I don't get it. So maybe it's the rotation digs it in a little bit more when you hit it. It rotates and digs in on the sides or something. No, didn't stick. Didn't stick. Okay, really got to hit this. Nope. 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 There, it's stuck a little bit more. I suppose there should be some advantage because this would give it some rotation and maybe dig in on the edges of those. Seems like there might be a little bit of an advantage with the 238 over the 230. Yeah, maybe a little bit because of the rotation. Very interesting new product offerings from Vessel. I've noticed that there are more and more of the Vessel products available on Amazon USA. Many of them seem to ship from Japan, but if you've been resisting going out to Amazon Japan and buying products there, I'm going to give you all the affiliate links for Amazon Japan and Amazon USA. Those affiliate links will be in the description below. Any use of my affiliate links is greatly appreciated. I'm not getting rich off of it, but it really does help subsidize all my tool buying, which I appreciate very much. And you know how YouTube works. And as always, thank you for watching.